Hi, everyone. On behalf of my colleagues and our whole congregation, I want to wish you well and remind you that we are here for you. Please reach out if you need anything. These are unusual times, and we are here to help you through it any way we can. Also, just a reminder to check your emails from us and to check in on our website each day for coronavirus updates. Lately, we have all been getting an earful about properly washing our hands. As I have observed with my own two children, one person's washed hands are another person's virus waiting to be passed on to someone else. We've rectified that at home, and I hope you have too. Judaism actually has a lot to teach us about hand washing. Hand washing in a Jewish way makes its first appearance in the Torah in Parashat Ki Tisa, actually this past week's Torah portion. How timely. It describes how the priests are to be ready to fully serve God. Specifically, Aaron and the priests are commanded by Moses to make a laver of copper for washing in the sanctuary, place it between the tent of meeting and the altar, put water in it, and let Aaron and the priests wash their hands and feet from it. When they enter the tent of meeting, they shall wash with water that they may not die. Or when they approach the altar to serve, they shall wash their hands and feet that they may not die. It shall be a law for them, for their offspring, and for all time. Once the Jews had finished wandering in the desert, the same laws applied to the priests in the temple in Jerusalem, and they practiced it during temple service from roughly the year 1000 BCE until its ultimate destruction in the year 70 CE. That's more than 1,000 years of official hand-washing policy. As Judaism evolved to be more like the Judaism we recognize today, what we call Rabbinic Judaism, where many of the rituals of sacrifice or those related to sacrifice were turned into the prayers and rituals we know and do today. This ritual of hand-washing evolved too. The rabbis of old took that ancient altar in the sanctuary, called the Mikdash, and transferred its ritual place in Judaism to the home dining table. They called it the Mikdash Me'at, the mini sanctuary, and each and every one of us has one in our home. That is why so many of our rituals take place around the table, like Shabbat and holidays and other observances. Things like lighting candles and blessing bread, enjoying the light of the menorah, all of which used to take place in the ancient sanctuary, now take place in our homes. In the temple of old, the priests were the functionaries, and they washed their hands before each sacrifice in order to be perfectly clean in their service to God. Now, with the temple gone, each of us is the priest presiding over the mini sanctuary, and therefore the rabbis created the mitzvah of washing our hands ritually. Most of us are familiar with this from the Passover Seder, where there are two, not just one, ritual hand washings, one with a blessing and one without. And that is the subject for a whole other lesson. Personally, I had only seen this ritual at the Seder until I attended my first traditional Shabbat dinner at college, where, in the middle of the usual Shabbat blessings, everyone got up to go and wash their hands with the blessing for the hand washing. There is a blessing that goes with this, and it is derived from a biblical commandment. In fact, one is supposed to do this thing in the morning too, as a part of our morning wake-up ablutions, with the blessing, since we do not know when we will be called upon in our priestly duties anytime throughout the day. While we have all recently become very interested in hand washing, we Jews have been doing it for 3,000 years, millennia before it was common knowledge that doing so was even hygienic. In fact, because of Jews' daily hand washing, combined with the washing before every meal, this led to fewer Jewish deaths during the Black Plague or bubonic plague in Europe. This led to acts of anti-Semitism against our European ancestors, accusing Jews of causing the plague because we weren't getting it in the same numbers as our Christian neighbors in the very same communities in which we all lived. So, as far back as the 14th century, Jewish hand washing has led to saving lives. Reform Jews largely did away with this ritual as washing hands became a widespread convention among Westerners, not just among Jews. Considering everything going on in this moment in time, perhaps it is a good idea to reintroduce the ritual. The words of the blessing begin with more or less the same words as most blessings we know, and end with the words Al Nitilat Yadayim. The meaning of the blessing is this: Blessed are you, Adonai our God, ruler of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot and commands us to wash our hands. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al nitilat yadayim. Wash up and stay safe. Be well, everyone.